All right, let's get going. Again, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 7 a.m. stretch. And I'm going to start with a nice, easy, good morning, Theo. Florence, what's happening, brother? I'm going to start with a little neck stretch. And let me adjust my camera here a bit. Now, this is one of my favorites for the neck, and many people have neck issues because you're sitting down all day. So you can do this sitting or standing. What I do is just lightly take my hands and I just pull forward. Now your trapezoids, you will feel them loosening up a bit. And this is a gentle pull. It's not an aggressive thing that we're doing here. Nice gentle pull. And you should feel yourself loosening up right in this area between the shoulder blades and pulling down gently. I think I can see better without these this morning. Pulling down gently. And you don't want to slump your back over. Do not slump over. Oh, but that feels good, huh? That feels good in the morning. Now watch this one. At my hand here. My right hand will look like the left hand in your camera, but I'm pushing over. Gently pushing the chin over. Now you see some people do it like that. It's not as effective like that. Actually, it just looks bad. So from here, we're just pushing. And again, anytime I do anything with the neck, it's always gentle. I'm not really being aggressive with it. The last thing you want is a neck injury. So very lightly. Now let's switch arms. Again. One hand here under the elbow, one hand here on the chin, and just pushing. Again, this is a nice, gentle push. See from this angle. Now, one last stretch for the neck. Normally, I like this one as I'm sitting, but I don't have a chair out here today. So I'm going to rotate my chin to the right. It'll look like to the left on your camera. And from here, I'm pulling downward. Oh my God, and this feels good. I feel it right in here. And again, when I stretch, I like to hold my stretches for like 30 to 40 seconds. Sometimes I go a little faster depending on how much time I have available. But we have 20 minutes this morning, which is not a lot of time, but it's enough to get you loosened up for the day. Oh, that feels great. Again, do not be aggressive doing these stretches. Again, standing up straight and tall, rotating, chin as far as possible, and pulling down. So I'm pulling my head down in this direction. And from a side view, right here. Okay, hold that position. Just hold it right there. And, oh, loosen up that neck. Now, I don't have any props out here or anything, so I'm doing all of this with just my body. So you don't need much to get started. And watch this. I love this stretch. I show myself some self-love. Here. Oh, wow. And I'm walking my fingers together as much as I can. That's as far as I can go. So hug yourself, love yourself. If no one else loves you, you must love yourself. This feels absolutely great. Monday we did a lot of lower body. Yesterday I forget what we did. Today obviously we're doing some upper body. All right, that feels good. Now here's a stretch for your triceps. Arm up. From here we're pulling back. Now if you do a lot of push-ups, you'll feel a nice stretch in here. Good morning, Lisa Swain. Morning sunshine. I hope I shaved my armpits. Oh well if I didn't. Oh, this feels good. Again, right in this area. And let's switch arms. Oh my God, that feels great. I think this morning stretch is doing much more for me than it is for you, which is fine. A lot of times when I'm doing training sessions, I exercise with my clients. It keeps them motivated and it keeps me motivated. Hold on. So with my backhand, I'm reaching between the shoulder blades. Does that feel good? Now, something that most people don't think about when they're stretching would be their fingers. You'll notice that as we get older, our hands just start to draw in like we're clenching something. Well, let's stretch those fingertips out. So I put all the tips on each other and I just do this. I like it this way where the heel of my hand is facing you. This feels really good. Now, if you type a lot, you might like this because when you're typing, you're pressing down and you're really using these muscles here. So those muscles are contracting. Now we're stretching them out. So this feels really good. And obviously, this is one of the easiest stretches you can do. It doesn't require much effort. There we go. Feels good, right? And now you can interlace the fingers. Come out like so. Notice? Again, lacing the fingers together. Push them away. Another option is reach up and do it at the same time. This feels good also. You notice I'm moving back and forth a lot only because I'm on camera and I'd like you to see my entire body, but normally you would just stay still while you're doing these stretches. All right, that felt absolutely great. Now, let's move on. This is a very important stretch. This is something that I do a lot after I run because when you run, and it's different for everyone, I want you to incorporate into your workout routine jogging and also sprinting. And when I say sprinting, go very slow with it because if you're not used to it, you can really hurt your body. You can damage your hamstrings. I pulled my hamstring twice last year and I never had in my life in 57 years. I never pulled a hamstring except for last year. And I got a little too aggressive with it, trying to go a little too fast. So stretching out the hamstrings and the glutes and strengthening also is extremely important. Very, very important to stretch and strengthen and get massage. So here's a good stretch for you. Going wide here, and you'll see people do this all the time. stretching out the adductor muscle here in my right leg in this case. This is the muscle that I'm focusing on. But here's a little subtle movement that I like to do all the time with this. I like to turn the toe up toward the sky and then go down. And I feel a different stretch on the inside of my leg closer to the knee. This feels really good. Now, if it's difficult to get in this position, you can have a block here that you can hold on to so you can get down real low as you possibly can. And again, this stretch is very important to me, extremely important, because I need to loosen up these muscles. It's amazing how tight you can get down there when you run. And that's jogging and or sprinting. All right, let's try the other side. Now again, going very wide with the legs. Notice my foot is flat on the ground and it's facing you, pointing right at you. But now I'm going to turn it up in the air. And when you turn it up in the air and you point your toe toward your head, you can also feel the calf muscle stretching out in that leg. So I'm getting a calf stretch and a stretch right in here with the adductor muscles. Again, if you have a yoga block or anything sturdy, you can put your hands on it to brace yourself. That's okay, that's fine. All right, now, again, we're going wide as possible. As wide as possible. I'll come a little closer so you can see me. All right. Holding this position, and then we're hinging at the waist to come down. Again, if you have something sturdy, you can hold on to that. Now I really feel a good stretch in the adductor muscles. And from here, you know, and sometimes I'll get lazy and I'll slump the back and place my hands on the ground. I don't believe that's the proper way to do it. The best way is to keep a nice flat back and just hinge at the waist. But I like to do this because I have dreams of touching my head on the ground. Now, for those who cannot do that stretching, who cannot go very wide with the legs and also extend them, this is something you can do. And I tell clients to do this all the time. If you cannot fully extend the knees, you can bend your knees and start out like this and lean over. That's fine. That's acceptable. When you are stretching or doing any type of exercise, don't try to keep up with other people. Do what you can, work with your body, but eventually you'll be able to get into certain positions. So again, bending the knees is fine, and the over is fine. Now something else I like to do, you're standing all the way up, feet are closer together, as you can see. Come down, place the fingertips on the floor or ground, and then try to extend the knees. So many people will lean over like this and try to touch the toes. And this is a great stretch. I feel it more at the bottom of the hamstrings. But when I put my fingers on the floor, bend my knees, and then try to raise my rear end up, you get a different sensation. So you do this stretch both ways, where the knee may be fully extended and you cannot touch the ground, and then you bend your knees, fingers on the ground, and extend the rear end up into the air by extending the knees. All right, hopefully that felt great, because again, those hamstrings need to be stretched. And I will probably make a video with some hamstring strengthening exercises for you that you need to do also, because you have to stretch and strengthen and get a nice massage. Now, quad, hip, very important. All right, going down on one knee, hold it back so you can see a little better. Forward and hips going forward. I'm stretching out this right hip right here. If you sit down a lot, this is a must-do stretch. Again, if you're sitting all day, you've got to do this. And also, to accentuate it more, hands up. And you can lean back. Notice again, this is a yoga position. I'm not great at it, so it doesn't matter. I'm getting a good stretch. And switch legs. Hold your position. And that's it. So we are almost done. Just a little bit more. Now, something I like to do, again, I did this with you yesterday. This is for the calf muscles. This is a very important stretch. I want you to do this both ways, where my back foot is flat on the ground or the floor. I feel a nice stretch in this area and also in the calf muscle. You have two calf muscles, so I showed you how to do this stretch two different ways. So here's with your knee fully extended, and this feels great, but also you can step back a little bit with the lead foot and then the back knee. And then I feel the stretch more in here on the calf muscle. Again, keep your heel, the heel of the back foot, on the floor or the ground. And let's switch legs. The park is getting crowded now. Time is about 7:20, 7:19. We have one more minute. All right, we're stretching out calf. Again, keeping the heel flat, knee fully extended on the back leg. Again, I feel this stretch more at the knee. And then when I bring my lead foot back a bit and bend the back knee, I feel it midway between the knee and the ankle. All right, everyone, we are done for the day. And I hope that was as good for you as it was for me, because it was great for me.